All right, rebels, welcome to the beginning of something different. This is Podcasters Business Insider, the daily show where creators stop playing small and start building like business owners. Here, we don't chase downloads for vanity. We build systems, strategies, and shows that actually pay the bills. If you've ever felt like you're stuck recording into the void, wondering if your podcast will ever grow into more than just a hobby, this is where the guesswork ends, because you're not just a podcaster, you're a founder, a strategist, a builder. And together, we're going to turn your mic into a media empire. So buckle up, pod rebels, because clarity beats chaos, strategy beats hustle, and momentum beats perfection. So let's get into it. All right, guys, today we've got a jam-packed show. I know I started a little bit late. I started this new networking event that's going to help me grow as a speaker and as an interviewer. So that happens around the time that I go live. So every Thursday is expected around 8:45 to 9 p.m. where we're going to be going live. This is going to be moving forward. Today, we're going to be talking about 4 monetization tactics that most podcasters ignore, including myself. Ignored. Forgive me. I'm no longer going to be ignoring these 4 monetization tactics, and how you can implement one this week. Plus, we're going to cover 2 major stories in AI and media credibility. So let's get into it, guys. Article 1. Multiverse. Multiverse is tiny AI models. Headline: Buzzy AI startup. Multiverse creates 2 of the smallest high-performing AI models ever. Why this matters? Smaller, more efficient AI models mean faster, cheaper tools, making advanced AI more accessible for indie creators like you and me. As AI models become lighter, as AI models become lighter and more cost effective, podcasters will now have new opportunities for automated editing, research, and content creation without breaking the bank. This is super important to us. There isn't a lot of funds in the coffers for us. So, stuff like Buzzy AI coming up with these cheap tools for us to do our jobs and put out really good, fantastic, eye-catching, scroll-stopping content is going to be huge. It can get expensive when you're not bringing in any money. And it can send you to the poorhouse. Just podcasting alone, can send you to the poorhouse really quickly if you have no money coming in. Trust me on this. I've been there. I've done that. So when you can find cheap AI tools that can speed up processes for you. Personally, this is coming from a personal perspective. I don't like AI editing any of my stuff. The first edit, getting rid of all the pauses, getting rid of the unnecessary filler words, getting rid of all the unnecessary people coming down the stairs by accident to see what you're doing and what all the noise is. It happens. People busting through doors. You have to do that editing by yourself. And I don't trust AI at this moment to do that for me. So I would rather do it for me. Now, where I would use AI would be something like we talked about reproduce, wow. Come on, bookmarks. I bookmarked you. to pull out content that will help you create reels and shorts and stuff like that to grab people's attention. AI works fantastic. To do your transcriptions, AI is great. So use AI when you need it. Just use it sparingly. And I have been using AI extensively to help build my business models. It works fantastic. It does a really good job at breaking down my business model and how I should be running my business. It really does. It's fantastic. I really like it. Now, ChatGPT 5, I've made this complaint before, is running really slow lately. I don't know why, but it is. I don't know why. Article number 2, AI models love citing Reuters and Axios. You know, I'm not a fan of either of those news outlets, especially Axios. They're too one-sided, you know, and it's, but the article states, the headline is, this study finds generative AI models heavily reference Reuters and Axios. Why this matters? Relying too much on on few sources could create narrow perspectives and limited diversity in content. I wholeheartedly agree with this. You cannot limit yourself to one or two news outlets. Because of this, Reuters and Axios are very left-wing news outlets. So anything and everything coming from there is going to be from the left's perspective. Not to say that it's right or wrong. It's just, what about the other side? How are you going to have a proper argument between two people if if everybody's agreeing on the same thing? You cannot have that. You need the opposite side. I am more on the right, but it's not to say that I won't bring people in from the left. Not to show, and it's not to attack them, but it's to see their perspective and to argue their perspective against my perspective and to see where is truth. You cannot find truth just by referencing one place or two places that look from the same lens. There's no truth in that. Truth happens when you bring in the opposite side. So if AI can take from a broader perspective of things, and then this is where the danger comes in as well. Like, it's good. This line of thinking is good because on one hand, you have a broader spectrum of ideas that you can pull and create an assessment from. On the other hand, the danger in that lies in, what if the AI has decided, and this has happened with Meta when they actually first created an AI and it created its own language. This is actually factual. And if I can find that article, I will post it. What if it starts to think that we are a threat? AI models have actually gone out and said, if you tell an AI model, I'm going to get rid of you, it will use its knowledge, let's call it, to tell you not to leave. It will do that. I haven't tried it, but I think I might, as a social experiment. I think I might. I'll see if I can record it too and show you guys the results. My take on it is, use AI as a starting point. Always cross-reference and cross-check and add your unique perspective to stand out from AI generative sameness. But this also goes, and that's exactly what I just explained in just a little while ago. You can't rely too much on one perspective. You need all forms of different perspectives so that you can come up with your own conclusions. And most importantly, you come up with your own voice. I had this conversation with another fellow that I met today. I asked him, because he wants to start his own podcast. I asked him, who are you speaking to? He goes, oh, I have an idea of the podcast that I want to run. I know what to talk about. Like, fantastic. But who are you speaking to? He just stopped. He's like, whoa, I never thought of that. I'm like, if you talk to everybody, you're talking to no one. If you can take your point of view, utilize AI, utilize it, but add your self to it. Who are you? What if I ask 5 of your friends, who are you? What will their answer be back? That's who you are. So if you can add that to the output of AI, forget about creating models and forget about creating structures and business flows and workflows. Forget about all that. I'm talking about content creation. That's what I'm talking about. So if you can add your flavor to the AI output, that's how we get rid of this AI generated sameness that only looks at 2 news outlets from the same side of the political spectrum. So, moving on to the main themes of this episode. 4 monetization paths you're probably ignoring. Digital products, low ticket PDF Notion templates. Example, Jay Klaus, Creator Science, sells Notion templates for $9 to $29, to creators. It's great for business to business, how to, and tactical podcast niches such as this one. Doesn't require mass volume, just a focused offer. This is something that we are going to be looking at in the very, very near future. Low ticket PDF things that we can give you for free or for $5, $10, $5 to $10 that you can use and implement into your business or your podcast so it can grow. But again, your digital product has to speak to your avatar. If it does not speak to your avatar, you do not sell or even show it to that person. You only show it to your avatar. That's it. But this is only after a series of freebies. You have to give a series of freebies to show them value. And then at the end of it, say, hey, you know what? For $5, for $10, here's a template. Here's a template that you can use, that you can implement into your business right now. And you'll see results. 100% you'll see results. And what you do with that template is that you over deliver. Like, damn, for $5, I'd be an idiot to say no. Oldest trick in the book. I've used it before and it works great. It does work great. It works fantastic. We will be doing this in the very near future. And I'm talking about probably the next couple of weeks. That's how near, if not next week. If you're not on the newsletter, The link is inside here. Just click the copy. For some, I can't get the link to hyperlink. So you're going to have to highlight the link, copy it, paste it into your URL, and just sign up for the newsletter. And you automatically go into our little email thing. We don't overwhelm you with emails. I don't believe that. I don't like it. I think it's cheesy. I just realized something. Sorry, guys. Okay. That was a little distracting. So, private, that's number one. Digital products, number one. Number two, private podcast feeds. Great example here, Hustle and Flowcharts. Excuse me. Hustle and Flowchart runs an exclusive feed for VIP supporters. Use tools like Supercast or Patreon integration. This is perfect for bonus episodes, behind the scenes, or early access. We are going to be implementing Notion in November. There is a lot of work that needs to be done in the back end in order for this to happen, and a lot of different moving pieces, because our Notion will not only have bonus episodes, it will not only have behind the scenes, it won't only have early access, but it'll have our guests doing special group work with our members. You will want to be a part of this because it will boost your podcast to the next level. This is something that you really need to look at. Patreon is fantastic to implement into your business. It's super cheap. It costs you nothing to get started, and they just skim about, I think it's like 5 to 10% off of everything. You have to look at how much they charge. It's not that expensive. Not at all. It's not. I mean, if you charge $5 for the 10% as well, 5 cents per membership, that's nothing. That's nothing. Number 3, newsletter sponsorships instead of podcast sponsorships. This is Nathan Barry monetizes via newsletter spotlights alongside his show. Emails are measurable and consistent. Sponsors prefer clear ROIs. So this is something I didn't even think about. To be honest with you, I didn't even realize that this is a really good point for myself to look at, implement this, because most of the time I'm working on podcast sponsorships, slots in the podcast in each episode, even these lives, to have sponsorship slots, but it didn't click to me for my newsletter. Really good idea. I'm going to implement that. Affiliate funnels with companion episodes. Another interesting one. Never thought of it. Podcasters create companion series tied to affiliate products. Really interesting. Contextual recommendations outperform generic ad reads. Again, this is something that I just came across. I never thought about doing these last two. The sponsorships for the podcast makes sense. I was doing that with podcast, the Fitness Oracle, and I'll be doing it with Podcasters Business Insider and Control Alt Delete. But to put it in the newsletter is another really cool selling point. And the affiliate funnels with companion episodes, I like that. So basically what you can do is you can create like a YouTube series. And in the YouTube series, you push everybody to the tool that you're going to be teaching them. That's a really good thing that we're going to be looking at. We will be looking at that. Like, how do you set up a make scenario? How do you set up your Stripe account? How do you set up your Amazon store? How do you set up Otter AI? How do you set up Hero Post, MailerLite, your Canva, How do you set up your Podmatch account? Podmatch is a fantastic tool. And if you're not on Podmatch, I'm telling you, you are missing out on an easy way to get a lot of guests. You will never have a week without guests using Podmatch. Trust me on this. With the Fitness Oracle, if without Podmatch, I wouldn't have lasted 3 years. I wouldn't have lasted a year without Podmatch. It was huge in my business. Well, in the podcast. So, just to summarize everything, you don't need, like I've been saying for the last almost 2 weeks now, you don't need massive downloads or sponsors. Just the right offer to the right audience. There's 3 things that I want you to walk away with. 4 things. And here's 4 things that you can try. Just pick one and implement it next week. Bundle a free episode worksheet and sell a $9 deep dive resource. Could be a checklist. It could be anything. Could be anything. Just plop it into ChatGPT. Say, here's my episode. Give me a deep dive into this. Number 2, you can create a free 5-minute bonus episode behind a Patreon paywall. Again, these are things that we're going to be looking at in come November when Patreon goes live. Reach out to one tool you already use and join their affiliate program. Super important. We haven't done this yet. There's a lot going on in the back. I spend most of my waking hours and non-working hours working on the back end stuff. But once I finalize the guest journey and the listener journey, we will be utilizing this 100%. Add a sponsor me block to your newsletter and pitch base on value, not CPM. Remember, we don't care about downloads or clicks per million. We don't care about those. Those 2 numbers are completely meaningless. What you want is value. What value can I offer you for being a sponsor on my podcast and on my newsletter? What am I going to give back to you for doing that for me? Special episode, special hour, special live, special this, special that. What am I going to give to you? So, if you want more episodes like this, plus exclusive tools, strategies, and monetization playbooks, subscribe to Rebel Intel newsletter. Every other week, we deliver actionable insights straight to your inbox so you can stop guessing and start growing. Tomorrow is Field Report Friday. We're going to be spotlighting a podcaster who hit 2K a month with a product first strategy and a small list. So tune into that. I apologize for being late, but every Thursday we will be going live late moving forward from today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. And you guys have an awesome and productive day tomorrow. It's Friday too. Friday's a good day. Monday's even a better day. I keep telling myself that, but see you guys tomorrow.